Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing good. Thank you for tuning in. And today we've got a fun video to do. Just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone who has subscribed or liked a video or left a comment. All that stuff helps with the algorithm. And I also appreciate those that have supported the channel through the Amazon Associates links below. All that little bit of support helps to keep turning out the videos and doing some interesting stuff. So today we're going to be talking about cleaning the siding on your house. And I want to say first off, I'm not a professional in any way. So I'm approaching this from a total amateur hour perspective in terms of how I figured out how to do it. Obviously, you can go out there today and find a professional pressure washer. It turns up with his truck and basically gets to it and then charges you, a couple $100, or even I've seen as high as $1,000 to pressure wash your house. And a lot of times using a pro, is a worthwhile thing to do. They've got a lot of the equipment. They do it all the time and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of times what we want to do, especially if you're living out in a rural area like I do, is you want to basically solve your own problem. So that's one of the things I've kind of got to over the years, and it's one of the things I kind of use this channel for, which is basically figuring out ways to solve my own problems. And you can kind of weigh up that time and energy equation in terms of what's important to you. But for me, with this is something I'm like, well, instead of bringing in someone and paying them a ton of money, maybe I can get the gear and basically do it myself. So we're going to talk about how we do that, and how basically I get this done. So the next part of this was what do we actually kind of wash the building with. Now that's the thing, is there's so many different types of sprays out there. There's different sprays you can get for mold and stuff like that, and various things. There's tons of products out there. But the thing is I wanted something a bit soapy, but that was mild, wouldn't damage the siding or anything like that, and that basically got that dirt off. So what I did was, I've had great luck with this product called Mr. Pink, which is kind of a foaming soap that I use to wash my car, and seems to be pretty mild, and it's just worked well for washing the car. So I'm like, well, it should be able to work fine for the siding. And it did. So I started using that with the foamer on the siding, and then would use, of course, the microfiber mitt there to basically clean the siding. And it worked very well. Restored the building to pretty much looking like new. Now, in your situation, in terms of maybe what siding you have or whatever, maybe this would not be a good choice, but for me, it seemed to work pretty well. So if you were going to use it, I would find a test spot on your house and essentially test it out first to see if it's going to work for you, and then you can kind of progress from there. But at least for me, it worked very well, and I was very happy with it. So then, once we kind of got that settled, like I said, the problem was, how do we actually reach the upper floors on a bigger building or house, and essentially wash them and get that done. So the solution I found for this, to kind of get the length that I needed, was something on Amazon I found called the Docapole, made by some company called Docapole. And they make all sorts of extendable wands to do all sorts of different things, like changing bulbs and like street light type lamps and different things like that. And one of the products they had was essentially this microfiber duster mitt or whatever. And I thought, well, that pretty much is very similar to the microfiber mitt I used to, on the wand to wash the car and to wash that range building. So this should work pretty well. And it ended up working very well. So the thing with it is, you can essentially adjust the different length and angle of it. You can see the green little tabs right there. We'll go ahead and take our camera off the tripod, have a closer look at it. So we've got our mitt basically, and then our little tabs. And to get the length that we need, all the way up to 30 feet on this one, we essentially pop those tabs and just extend it out as far as we need to, and then we just rotate the tabs down, lock it back in. So this length here, I would estimate everything collapsed, I'd say basically about, well, maybe about close to 6 feet or so. So, you know, you can use it as is or extend it out, like I said, as long as you need to. So to get those second floor reaches basically on the house, or to get high up, you know, you have to extend this out pretty far. I find for one person, you know, I'm fairly strong. You know, I could maneuver it around as I need to and essentially scrub that siding with no issue. But you know, if you don't have a lot of physical strength, it might be a good idea to have like a second person help you out. Just almost kind of like with a fire hose, and I'll kind of get to that in a minute with our pressure washer wand in terms of that whole setup with the 30-foot extended wand on that. But yes, you might want to have someone help you just to provide that assistance and direction to kind of get it to where you need to go. But I found it worked pretty well. I could essentially wash the siding with it to whatever height I needed, up to that 30 feet. And it worked just fine. No problems at all. And very easy to use. And so far it's been pretty durable. So no problems with there. Now the next part of this is we have our long extendable pressure washer wand. And this extends out to 30 feet. And it's kind of more of a bigger contraption that you have to deal with. One of the things is I have it all tied up whenever I put it away for winter. So it's all zip tied up. That's the way I keep it so the hose doesn't flop around and all that sort of thing. And I also bought a kind of a chest rig for it, which I found didn't work all that good, so I'm probably going to look into getting something else for it. But overall, the product works pretty good in terms of you basically hook up your pressure washer to the end there, and you have a regular handle that you use. And then the hose, there's quite a bit of hose length here, but as you open it up and you start to feed that the wand out further, the hose kind of retreats essentially up the pole, and so a lot of that hose length will kind of disappear as you extend this out. And it uses similar tabs that you have like on a Docapole there. And then what you can do on the end is you can attach different pressure washer wands. Like if you want to put an angled one on, you can do that. If you want to put a straight one on, you can do that as well. So just your standard pressure washer connections, pretty much. Pretty straightforward. And you just extend it to the length that you need. Now, the thing is with this that you do need to keep in mind is, especially once you start to extend it out all the way to that 30 feet, there's kind of a lot of weight up there at the end of it in a way. And it's, you know, 30 feet. It's a fair bit to kind of keep a handle on. Pretty much I could just about, you know, keep it together myself. But I would recommend kind of a second person there just to kind of help stabilize it and kind of point it in the direction you need to go. Kind of like if you're operating a fire hose, similar type deal. Where you might not just have one person on the hose, but multiple people essentially working it. So works very well, and essentially gets you the length that you need to reach up to those higher places on your house. And you know, so far it's been very reliable. Haven't had any issues with leaks or anything like that. And last up is our pressure washer. So you need a good reliable pressure washer that's going to do the job. I did a review on this Generac here last year, and it's been steadily picking up views, I think, especially as we get into the spring and people are, you know, looking at things like pressure washing and all that as we come out of winter. So anyways, if you're interested in that, check out the 20-minute review I did on it. Basically went through everything with it and all the features I liked and why it works well for me. So definitely check out that review. I'll post the link down below. All right, folks, so today we're going to do something a little bit unusual because we're going to be doing a bit of house washing and cleaning, but it's going to be out here in the woods and doing the range building here. And one of the issues is up here on the roof, we've got, you know, a number of years of just kind of grime and probably mold and all that. It's probably a little bit hard to pick up maybe on the camera, but you know, I can see it pretty clearly. So we're going to try to get that roof there and clean that up. And then also too, we want to try to avoid washing any water up underneath that roof cap up there. Then the other thing too is on the side of the building, I can see that you know, there's just dust and just mold and general stuff like that. And also here the side. So we're basically going to wash the whole building pretty much like a car. And on the inside here, we've got, like in the summertime, a lot of birds try to get up here in here and make a mess. So, you know, we've got bird poop and stuff like that, and on the floor and on the chairs, and basically everything needs a really good clean after the summer here with, you know, just dust, animal debris, leaves, mold, you name it. And just give it a good wash here before winter and get it all cleaned up. So we got all of our stuff with us. We're going to use, so I think what I'm thinking here is we're going to use the crud cutter, the pressure washer concentrate. And so what I did for this, I don't know if it's going to work or not. Let's see, where are you at? Oh, right here. So I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I bought one of these foaming bottles and I put the house and siding concentrate in that, and then I'm going to attach it to the end of the wand right there. That way I can spray it up on the roof easily. So I was kind of thinking about this because, you know, a lot of times when you use this extendable wand, and you can extend it out to about 30 feet or so. It was the thing where, hey, if I want to spray like a product like Wet and Forget or like this crud cutter house and siding or whatever, you know, how do you actually get it up there and spray it? And I was just kind of thinking, I was like, well, I wonder if that foaming bottle would work. So, hey, we're going to try it and we'll see. If it sucks, it sucks. If it works, it works. Awesome. So we're going to do that to actually get the product applied. And then also too, to wash it, as I've mentioned in the previous part, I like using Mr. Pink. It just seems to be kind of a mild car wash that doesn't really give you any issues like leaving stains and stuff like that. So we're going to use that. So we brought that with us. We got our Generac pressure washer here and also our wand. And then the other thing we have here too, to do a bit of scrubbing at height, is we have our Docapole. Now, I think the folks that sell the Docapole, they don't really seem to mention this, but what I've been doing is I've been using it for house washing. So, you know, if I can't kind of get at my height or whatever, and again, it's like an extendable piece here, then this allows me to like get it up on the roof and just maybe give it a little bit of scrub to kind of agitate the dirt and loosen it up. So that Docapole, we're going to put that into play and use that. And so oh, the other thing too, so we don't have a water supply up here, so at some point I think we're, you know, maybe I'll put in a, you know, a well or something up here for a hand pump for water, but because there is a couple springs right around here, but just need to tap them. But essentially I'm going to have to go away and get water. So we've got a 30-gallon tank. You can actually put a little bit more into it. So we've got this 30-gallon tank. So I'm probably going to have to make a couple runs for water. But hey, it is what it is. So should work okay. And yeah, I think we got everything here. So let's go ahead and get started. Maybe you can kind of see at this angle all the dirt and stuff on the roof there. So that's what we're going to be tackling. All right, so we went ahead and put that crud cutter down and kind of pressure washed the roof. There's still dirt up there, which is what we're going to use the Docapole for, just to give it a good bath. But we knocked off a lot of the stuff on the top, so that should be good. So next up, we'll get the foamer, and we'll foam it up with some car wash soap, and then just give it a good wash. All right, y'all, so check this out. We got this range building up here all nice and cleaned up after a day and a half of hard work, working all the way until the sun set and we were starting to run out of light. Managed to get it done now. So we scrubbed it from top to bottom, and it came out looking pretty much like it did whenever it was built new years ago. So also too, I used a lot of different products in this video and a lot of different tools. If you see something that interests you, check out the links below. As an Amazon associate there, it helps the channel out if you click on those, and if you purchase anything through there, it just kicks back a little tiny commission to the channel, and just kind of helps the channel in buying new equipment and all that stuff to review and to shoot videos with. So I appreciate the support from y'all that do that. Big thank you for that. But in here, everything is looking sharp. The siding is looking great. The roof, much improved from what it was. I still see a few little spots up there where it's not like perfect, but the amount of dirt, I will tell you, that came off of that roof was significant. So much that that Docapole, pretty much the chamois had turned black from all the mold and had to wash that out twice really good. And you could also see whenever I was doing the Docapole and stuff, just all the grime and all that coming off from the soap, and then also to that crud cutter. So big difference there. Coming up here to the inside, everything is looking sharp in here. It's still a bit damp because we just had a big thunderstorm come through, like 2 inches of rain today. But the whole inside here, we had, you know, bird poop, bug goo, you know, just all sorts of crap like that, and just generalized dirt, mold, some mold on the flashings, and then also to some of the trim. And then over here, you know, we had plenty of dirt on this wall, and then the floor was a lot worse than I thought. And so I ended up getting a Power Horse surface cleaner out to knock off more of that dirt. So what I did first was I coated it in the house and siding crud cutter, and then also to the car wash soap. I let it sit a little bit, did a general hose off of just all the surface dirt that I could get, and then I came back through with the Power Horse surface cleaner to try to get more dirt up, which I did, and get that blown out the back of the building here. So, you know, big difference. It's just the thing of, like, to me, I just like clean stuff in general. And so, and I like to keep the stuff I have just nice and tidy, and I like to keep it, you know, kept up a bit. So it's like, if I have people up here, you know, to, you know, enjoy the fire pit, have a barbecue, you know, do some shooting, I just want everything kind of nice and clean, you know, and where people are not sitting in grody chairs and all that. So a lot of the chairs here, looks like there's daddy long legs on that one chair enjoying himself. But you know, all the chairs, got them all cleaned up and everything, so that's good. But yeah, when people come out, I just want them to kind of enjoy it, not have to sit in grimy chairs or look at a grimy building or whatever. So yeah, it's looking really sharp. So anyways, folks, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing more videos about property maintenance, and also we've got a lot of shooting stuff I'm working on, some other rural property things, some car stuff, and got a few other bits and bobs to do as well. So I'm pretty much filming all the time now. So there's going to be a wide variety of videos coming up on the channel, so just stay tuned. You might be surprised at what you see, and we'll see you all then. Bye-bye.